If you've been around me at all, you know I'm not shy about letting people know that I paid for college in many of my early years bartending and waiting tables, and I honestly believe the best realtors do come out of a waiting tables background, because that is where you learn to deal with the general public, and can I get an amen on that? But anyway, my husband and I were out to eat here recently, and we had a waitress who was, let's just say, not in the career she was designed for. She was terrible, but we were trying to cut her some slack, and so after waiting, our food never did show up, and I decided I was going to have a come to Jesus meeting with the manager, because if you're in the South, you know what a come to Jesus meeting is. The rest of y'all, you can probably gather from the tone of my voice, I was not happy. And this, by the way, is when my husband vanishes to the restroom, because he does not care to be around when I have to explain to restaurants how they ought to conduct their business in a more professional manner. So manager came over and I said, I'd like to know where our food is. We have been here waiting for quite some time. And he went to check on it, and with his most gracious and apologetic manner told us that it would be along shortly. And apparently she had forgotten to put the order in the computer. Now, in a situation like this, the best way to handle it, in my opinion, and of course my opinion is the one that's right, you need to go back over to that customer and say, oh man, I am so sorry, made a mistake. Heck, blame it on the kitchen if you want to and say they lost my ticket, but don't hide from me. The woman never did come back to the table. She made the manager wait on us the rest of the time. I reckon she was embarrassed by her mistake, but that did not solve anything, because every time she passed near us and didn't speak to me or bring me any more coffee, and if you know me, you know if I got a coffee cup in front of me, it best not be empty. So anyway, she would just look at us and I would get madder and madder, because that is not the way you treat a customer. And so, of course, I talked to the manager about the way she could improve her business style and how she could probably earn more money in the business should she stay in it past that afternoon, which I don't believe she did. But anyway, of course, you know, I like to wonder how this relates to real estate and how it relates to sales in general. And the thing is, y'all, we get a little bad about that too. And when you think about your listings, if you have a listing that has not sold, and particularly when it's the one you thought would sell, it was really cute and you thought it was priced right and you loved the neighborhood, and for whatever reason the market went quiet on you and that house isn't selling, that's when your clients need you to call them. They don't need a text or an email. They need you to call and give them a little bit of phone nurture and tell them that you know that house should have sold. You don't know why it hasn't, because you're not a magical, mysterious wand waver in real estate, and sometimes we don't have all the answers. But even when we don't have the answers, and particularly when we don't have the answers, we've got to talk to our clients. Y'all, they have called you and listed with you and entrusted you with this, their largest financial instrument. And that person deserves a phone call. And yes, it's uncomfortable sometimes when you'd like to have all the answers and you don't. And sometimes you'd rather send an email, but you know what? That telephone is a magical, magical device. And your clients still love you. They just need to hear your voice and let you tell them what you know or don't know, so that y'all can craft a plan together. So pick up that phone and don't make me have to call your managers and tell them how you could be doing this better. Take care of your clients, y'all. They do love you.